Hello everyone, welcome back to the series of the Python. In the previous video, we had a discussion on object-oriented programming. So in this session, we are going to discuss what is exception handling. So let's get started. So first question arises here is, what is exception handling? So basically, exception handling is nothing but to handle different exceptions. Then the next question arises is, what is exception? So exception is nothing but a runtime error that interrupts the normal flow of a program. Now, what does it mean? It is quite possible that we may encounter some error which will interrupt the execution of our program. Since Python is an interpreted language, it may crash our program. So to avoid that, we need exception handling. So what are different types of common exceptions we may encounter? First one is a zero division error. So we know that mathematically we cannot divide by 0. Second is value error. If you are passing some value, it may be of incorrect data type or of different value, it will raise a value error. We may encounter file not found error. Let's say you are importing some values from a particular file and that file is not present in the given directory or that given location. So we may encounter file not found error. Next is a type error. When you are passing a different data type which actually required some different, then it will throw a type error. So without exception handling, single error can stop your entire program. Since Python is an interpreted language, it will execute the code line by line. If it found any error at any particular line, it will stop the execution at that line only. So what is exception handling? Basically, exception handling is a mechanism which detects the error, handle them gracefully and prevent the program crash. So in exception handling, we have some special keywords. Those are try, except, else, finally and raise. So with the help of these keywords, we will just handle the error gracefully and will avoid to crash our program. So the first concept is try and except. So try and except is primarily used to catch and handle the errors. So let's discuss with the example. First example is try. So whatever code you might think that will throw any error, we will write under the try block. So let's consider this code. So num equal to integer input enter a number. So here we are taking the input from the user. We know that the default data type for the input function is a string. So we are using a typecasting. So we are converting that number into integer and we are printing 10 divided by that number. So the output will be the division of 10 with that number. If a user entered a 0 value, we know that we cannot divide by 0 actually. So it will raise the 0 division error and output would be error cannot divided by 0. Instead of giving the error, we will get some output. And if user enters some non-integer value, then it will throw a value error. Now if I just run this code, you can see it has asked enter a number. Let's say I have entered the 0 and if I press enter, you can see error cannot divide by 0. And again if I rerun the same code and entered some random number, let's say ash, please enter a valid integer because it has raised the value error. So with the help of try and except block, we can handle the multiple errors. Now the next question arises is, what if we have more than one error in our program? So which can also be handled with the help of multiple except statement. So even you can have n number of except statement under a single try block, but at max only one except statement will be executed. Now what does it mean? Let's understand with this code. So a equal to integer input, enter number a, b equal to integer input, enter number b, the result is a by b. Now if the user entered value 0 for the b, it may result into 0 division error. If the user entered something else other than the number, then it will result into a value error. If any of the error occurred, you can just retain the number. So if I just run the code and enter the number, let's say 10, second number as let's say 0, output is error occurred, division by 0. So we cannot basically divide by the 0. And if I again rerun the same code and enter, let's say, A as 10 and B as something, let's say n. Error occurred, invalid literal for int with base 10. It will give us the error as well. So this is how you can handle the multiple errors with multiple except statement under single try block. Next concept is else block. The else block will be used when you don't have any error. So the else block runs only when there is no exception. Now consider this example. Let's say try number equal to integer input, enter the number, except value error, it will throw invalid input, otherwise it will print the square of the number. If I just enter, let's say 5, output would be definitely 25 since 5 is a number. Now if I can rerun the same code, let's say ASH, invalid input, this is not the valid input we have. So with the help of else block, the output would be the function, the exception, or it can be some expression where we don't have any error, right? And the last block is the finally block. Whether you have error or you don't have any error, finally block will always be executed. It will always be executed irrespective of the error, right? So it is primarily used for the cleanup task like closing some files, closing some database connection. So you will write with the help of finally block. Now consider this example. So try file, open the particular file. So with the help of this open function, we are just calling one file and reading that with the help of .read. If file not found error occurred, it will say file not found, and finally it will close the file. Once the operation is done, it will close the file. If the file exists, it will just perform this file.read, and with the help of finally block, we will just close the file, because it is good practice to close the file, close the database connection to avoid the unnecessary changes. And again, try file.close except pass. And if I run this code, you can see we don't have data.txt file in the given directory. So file not found, closing the file. So this statement is automatically executed. So with the help of try, except, and finally, you can handle the exception. Now what if you want to just custom some exception? When you can define that. So with the help of custom exceptions, you can define your own exceptions using classes. Let's consider the example. Class age error, exception pass, try age integer input, enter your number. Then if age is less than 0, raise age error, print valid age, except age error e. And if I run it, let's say I have entered a negative number 25. Age cannot be negative. So this is how even you can custom some particular exception. So in this video, we had a discussion on exception handling, where we discussed how we can handle the errors to avoid the crash of a program with the help of try, except, else, and finally block. So stay tuned. In the next session, we will have a discussion on different modules and libraries in the Python. Till then, take care. Bye bye.